Yo, what's poppin'? So, taking a look at the tanks, gonna do a tier list of all the tanks in the league. And then I'll do DPS the other time. And if you're interested in this, then you should check out my one where I did all the rookies. But right now, just doing the tanks. So, starting with, I'm gonna start with Void. Actually, I'm gonna start at the bottom over here. So, Void definitely not doing great right now in 5v5. Shanghai just can't really function with him as their primary shot caller or target focuser or whatever you want to call it. The main leadership. Just I'm gonna put him in C. I'm not gonna put him in D because he still has some uses playing Sigma and things like that. But honestly, there's a case for him to go D. I might just rate him D right now and see what happens, because he really is like not suitable to run the dragons. For Fate, Fate's probably at least B. I could see a case for A. He's still showing good work on the Wrecking Ball and the Winston, but his lack of flexibility does hurt him a little bit and makes him kind of not suited to be the starting tank, I think. Like compared to some other tanks, like I don't know, like Hawk, for example, or Smurf, who is going to S tier because of he's just so good. He's so flexible at everything he does. He's just so talented. Has to be S tier. One of the best tanks in the league, I think. He shows that they really don't need a second tank. Like there's no question what Smurf is going to bring, and even whenever he does struggle on a character, he will fix that struggle before the end of the stage, and that's what really matters. Like his Sigma wasn't so strong, it got stronger. His Zarya wasn't so strong, it was really good at the end. No problem with Smurf at all. Belis Rhea, I'm gonna put Belis Rhea A. I think he is similar to Fate, but I do like his ball a little bit more. I think. Maybe a hot take there, but I think he's been a little bit more dynamic with his playstyle, and it doesn't matter as much. It's not really fair, I guess, but it doesn't matter as much if he's inflexible because he has Fury beside him, whereas Fate has Void, so he kind of has to be flexible. Maybe that's a little unfair to Fate, and I should probably move him to A for that reason, I guess, because Belisarius and Fate pretty similar when you think about it, but I do think Belisarius has been a little bit better. So yeah, I'll put him on A. And Fury, still one of the best Sigmas. He basically only comes in for that, though. But he plays it pretty damn well. So I feel like I want to put him A or B. I guess I'll put him B, just because he's only coming in to play Sigma on Circuit Royale, basically. I think they've played it on New Queen's a little bit, too, and stuff like that. But they also played the ball there, so it's whatever. Pretty much just playing the Sigma, so I'll put him B. Sasson, he had a pretty good stage 1. That is true. But he just really did not have, he had like a decent stage 1 and now a pretty bad stage 2. Just being a Zarya one trick is quite bad, I think. It's quite bad. And these are performances based off the entire season so far, not just last stage. But even then, I can't imagine I had him too high last stage. I don't think I've had him above B, probably. Maybe I had him A. I think that just because of how bad the Zarya composition was, I don't think I can put him. I don't even think I can put him even. And it's not like he came in to play Sigma. He's just there for Zarya, and that's just not great. Marvel, I'm gonna put Marvel maybe top of B. He looked really good on the Doomfist, like really good. He has a good everything, really. There's no reason for him to ever be subbed out on the Valiant, but he does sometimes. He's very good at Doom. He's good at everything, right? But he's not great at anything. I don't think he's been great. I mean, he was pretty great on the Doomfist, but they didn't even play it. They didn't even like lean into it that much. I'm just gonna put him B for now. I can definitely see an argument for A, but just because of how much Valiant struggle and how much he's being asked to do, like I don't know, so many weird different styles they're doing. It makes it pretty hard to put him into A tier, I think. Bernard. Okay, Bernard for me is going probably top of A for now. His Wrecking Ball was pretty good come the end of it. He was also on the Doomfist a bit and it looked fine. And then his Sigma is probably one of the best in the league, I would say, just based on what we've been seeing so far. He doesn't have a Winston, and he was on Diva a little bit, but I think A is fine. I think if you have a Wrecking Ball and you have a Doomfist, you can get away without playing the Winston. To an extent. It's not perfect, but that's true for the most part. I like A. Maybe Belisria goes ahead of him. I feel like that could be reasonable because Belisria is so dynamic with how he plays, and it's such a key part of the fusion. Because if Belisria is not performing, it makes it much more difficult for the DPS to do things. But no, I think I'm gonna put Bernard above him anyway, just because the Sigma really gives him that extra edge. I like Bernard above him. That makes sense to me. I could see Bernard in S tier, to be honest, but not going to right now. Ligue, he played, I believe, 2 maps total. I'm just gonna put him in unplayed. Yeah, I know he played 2 maps, unmades, but like not played enough. Here, I'll do it like this. Oh, that more data need. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so Goushway actually had a pretty good bounce back stage. I was actually quite pleased with Goushway. He does fill in what Bernard lacks in the Winston, in the Reinhardt even. I don't know if he played a lot. I think he played a little bit of Rein. I think it's pretty good. I like Goushway in A tier. I think phenomenal bounce back. Actually played well. Was not a jinx. Wasn't like, oh, we can't win a map with Goushway. They fixed it. They fixed that issue, which I think they needed to be a good team. And sure, they didn't like go as deep as they maybe could have, but top 6 isn't bad at all. So I almost want to put Goushway. Do I want to put him above Fate? I think I do. I think I like this. That looks good to me. Bernard still looking at S, but for now, I'll put both Goushway and Bernard in A. Krong. So Krong's weird because he really should not be the only starter. He's just a Sigma player, and that's all he should be. But he is being asked to do a lot more than that. And it kind of hurts him. It does hurt his value, because the Sigma is pretty good. It's not, like, spectacular, honestly, anymore. Like, I'd like Fury, probably. I'd like Bernard more. But because he's being asked to do everything, he does look quite bad often. I'm going to put him B, just because he is quite good at the Sigma. But I'm not going to put him above Fury. I could maybe see top of C. It's going to be... I'll put him top of C for now. But I don't think Krong is going to be enough as a solid tank. And if the charge do continue to struggle with these changes, it's going to be... probably going to be because of Krong, to an extent. Now Daisy. Okay, hold on. Void D... That looks so weird to me. That's so weird. Maybe not. Whatever. Daisy hasn't really played that much. I don't think he played at all this stage. I'm quite certain he didn't, actually. When he did come in, he looked okay, but then he still just hasn't been played very much. I don't even think he came in for Circle Royale. I might be mistaken, but I don't even remember it. I guess I'll put him above Sasson, probably. Yeah, like this. And now I have to question, is Void actually D tier? If I'm giving Daisy and Sasson C? Probably not. Void kind of has to go here, I think. I can't put Void D. That's a little outrageous, probably. I'll put Daisy and Sasson there. Sasson going all the way to D is kind of rough after how... I think Sasson has to go C just because of how good his stage 1 was. I can't put him all the way down there. I'll give Daisy D. I don't think he has done that much. Almost at all. And yeah, that looks good to me. And now Gaga definitely has to go A tier. Probably above Fate, I would think. Gaga really impressed me whenever he played Ball and Winston. He was good on both sides. So, and he's even done more than that when he had to. I've been happy with Gaga. No problem there. And this is probably what I'm going to do for APAC. Smurf, only S. Maybe I'll move Bernard to S. I think he's been really good, so I'll just do that. Make it even out a little bit. Might go back when it's over, though. Marvel Fury look good in B. Krong C. Void. Yeah, this looks good. I like that. And now going on to the West. So starting, I'm going to start at the bottom still. I'm going to start Kalios. Kalios on the Sigma looks decent, but he gives us so much space. And I don't know. I'm gonna put Kalios probably. I don't think he's that bad. I'm gonna put him C, probably below Sassen though. I haven't been that impressed. Sure, his Sigma's been good, but he hasn't been controlling the space he needs to. I don't think he's been leading this team very well. And even though they do look best with Kalios, and I'm not willing to put him above C because I don't think Washington's that good anyway. Mag, kind of similar. Only I feel like he still isn't controlling his team. His dives are still out of sync. It's just not great. I don't want to put him D. I think he has some more value than that. I'm going to put him below Kalios, though. I don't think he's had a good season at all. He's had some good mechanical plays, but that's not really enough. False is probably going to go D, to be honest. False just does not really look good in any character on any sort of situation. Pretty not happy with how he's played. I thought he'd get better as it went on, but he's gotten better, but he's not gotten better compared to the other teams around him, I would say. Hoppa's weird because the Zarya that Toronto were playing at the end looked okay, but even Muse was able to play it, and it looked decent on Muse. I don't think it mattered depending on who was there. So what is Hoppa doing anyway at this point? He's just there for Sigma because Muse was on Zarya, and he didn't even look that bad, I think. I don't like Hoppa that much. I don't think he had that great of a stage 1. I am considering C. I'm considering above Kalios, I think. And I'm thinking that some of C is going to be split into B tier. I think Krong and Void I think Krong will go up to B, actually. I like Krong here, and then I'll do that in the end. We'll see. Muse. I think Muse has been good, but it's a little weird because Toronto's dives haven't been that great. I'm going to put him in B tier. I think he's definitely a step behind Fake, Gaga, Gushue, Bellasoria, the other 3 main dive guys. Above Marvel though, for sure. But Muse, I see a lot of people being impressed by him. I'm impressed at times, but more often than not, I wish that the dive was maybe a bit more coordinated, that maybe there is a bit more flexibility in him. I still don't love him off of Winston. So I'm gonna put him there. And now Kaluge. It's hard to have any doubt with Kaluge. He has to be at least A, but where is he going in A? Considering S right now, I think him not getting the nod to play in the grand finals kind of hurts his value a little bit. I'm gonna put him probably above Fade. I like him above Fade a little bit because his flexibility is so strong. But not being able to play ball and having Mikey be in all that time is because of that only reason. Kind of hurts him a lot. And I guess Shock is a team that values the ball a lot compared to playing a Doomfist or even a Winston. They wanted the ball specifically. I'll put him below Gaga. He's below Gushue. Is Gushue really above Gaga right now? Probably not. Probably not. I don't think he can be. I'll put Gushue above Kaluge though. No, I won't actually. I just tanked Gushue's value right now. Yeah, that looks better. I think Mikey's been very good on the ball. I think he's been one of the best balls in Overwatch League right now. Is he really A tier though? Or is he just top of B? Because off of ball, I'd rather have anyone else in. I am willing to put him. I'm willing to put him below Muse, above Marvel, I think. But I really never want to see him play off of ball, and we saw him on Winston far too often. And I just don't think it's good. Vestola. I don't even remember if he played this. I don't think he played at all this stage. He wasn't that great either. Probably better than False still. D tier is probably looking like this now. Dawn. I think Dawn is really bad. I think Dawn might be worse than False. Is that a bad take? That might be a bad take. Don't care. I think Dawn is really bad. I'm not a fan. In any way, really. No, I'm just not. I'm just not. Kellen, he is Monkey Man, and that's it. And he's on things that aren't Monkey Man. I like him in C probably still. I don't think he's turbo awful, but he's definitely not great. He's definitely not great. I think below Mag is probably fair. I haven't even seen like that much great mechanics from him. All that the only way New York has ever looked decent is because Yaki, Flora, and Gangnam Jin, and that's it. And it's not been because of Kellen. Maybe it is D tier for him. I'll put him top of D probably. I think it's fair. I think that's fair. Space. So Space is basically just in for Sigma 2. As for what he's done this season, honestly, I'm thinking. Oh, whoa. I'm thinking C tier right now, actually. Yeah, he's still really good on the Sigma, but even like looking next to him and seeing Fury, it's like I'd probably take Fury. I'd probably take Marvel or Krong right now. And no, I'll put him B. I'll put him B. I don't think C is that good. I like Krong more than him though, so Krong's gonna make it to B. I think that's good. Now Reiner is probably going. Reiner is just going S. Has to basically. I don't see any other way to get him out of. I don't see any other way where he can go. Now is he going above Smurf? I'm not sure. I think Smurf has higher potential. Soul kind of like messed up their shot in this midseason tournament, but I still think Smurf might be. I don't know. I think Reiner kind of earned going above Smurf right now, right? Just by winning the tournament. So flexible, so good at everything. Has to be, I think. So yeah, I think Reiner has to go above. Reiner S makes sense. Top, I think he's earned it. Poco. Poco has been solid on the Sigma, but he hasn't been spectacular. He's been enough to get the job done, but he's not been the guy. I'm just gonna put him top of C. I think he's like in a similar role as Space, but Space is doing it better. So I like top of C for Poco. Well, whereas Hattie, just an absolute Chad. Best Reinhardt in the game, probably. His ball wasn't even like bad. But it's hard to rank him because no one else is doing it quite like him. So where am I putting him? Above Fate, probably above Gushway's fair. I think that's where I'm gonna stop though. I don't like him above Kaluge. I like him here. I think the Reinhardt just Chad kind of gets him that spot. Dante. The Doomte, perhaps. The Doomfist playstyle he was doing, no one else was doing it. Very peel-oriented. And no one else, I don't know if no one else wanted to do it because they couldn't or because they didn't want to, because it didn't really work out that well against like the high-level teams like Atlanta, Gladiators, Shock. I'm willing to put him A because I still think he's probably one of the best Doomfists, but like I look at him like Reiner might be better now. There's an argument for who else could be better. Maybe just Reiner is the biggest argument. Yeah, I guess Hawk is the other argument. It's Dante or Hawk, but Hawk's flexibility sets him apart there. But for Dante, definitely A tier, probably above Fate. Above Gushway, I think that's reasonable too. I'm gonna put him right here and below Hottie though. Actually, yeah, maybe not. Maybe I'll put him here. Maybe I'll put him here. I like him. I'll put him above Hottie, I guess. I think his ability to be so flexible with the playstyle when he wants to be is very important. And Hottie, yeah, he's the best Ryan, but outside of that, like his ball has been solid, but it hasn't been even A tier. Probably, I'd put his ball probably B. Probably his ball, just the ball itself would be C. But his run's that good, I'll put him A. Piggy, a bit underwhelming, I think. He hasn't been able to really be that starting tank, and that's why we see Dante get played so much. I'm feeling a C tier, probably. I'm feeling a below, maybe above Poco. Yeah, I'll put him above Poco. Poco hasn't really gotten that much playtime anyway. This looks, I think putting him above Poco makes sense. Definitely not space tier. I'm not going to put him B. I'll put him C, I think. Someone, definitely A. because of his flexibility and how aggressive he is, and he always like starts off most matches being over aggressive, but he can tone it down and like react to how they're playing against him, and I think that's very important as a player. He's not just smashing his head into whatever they're throwing at him. I might put someone below Kaluj. Kaluj is kind of looking like the gatekeeper of top 8 right now. I like someone there. Yeah. I think he's very flexible. Everything is very good. Everything, but his Winston is what's propelling him to the top right now. His Wrecking Ball, I'm not like too in love with, but he's good enough at everything. He's turning into like a mini Reiner, where he's like good enough at a lot of things that I will never really have an issue with someone for like Florida's composition or what Florida's producing. Hanbin. Well, Hanbin was like not getting a lot of playtime in this midseason madness, but I'm not going to discount that he was a literal MVP candidate in the first stage. And because of that, I feel like he hasn't really shown me a reason to put him below S. I don't think so, at least. Sure, he hasn't. Well, maybe his lack of performance has made him at the top of A or something, because he just hasn't been playing as much, and it's just because Zarya is not as good, and his Sigma's still been solid, right? So I think taking him off of S makes sense, just because if you're really an S tier tank, you're not getting benched. So I'll put him A, but he's going to be top of A. He was still literally an MVP candidate based on what he's done. So Fearless, I think Fearless has been pretty good, but I don't feel like he's been A tier at this stage. Dallas really struggled. Yeah, that's because of their composition. Yeah, that's because they don't have a good hit scan. But Fearless's performances have been... I'm going to put him below Mikey, I think, is where I'm thinking. Because we were promised that Doomfist was going to be good. It was like, all right. It's just been Winston. And I don't know if that's because... Well, I think he's played a little ball, but it's been like 90% Winston. Yeah. And if his Winston is like... It was good, but it wasn't like that good. They're just spamming it. That kind of tells me they're not really... Maybe they're not trusting him off of Winston. I'm not sure entirely what's going on there, but that makes sense to me. So now Punk. Punk is interesting. I think Punk's very good. I'm thinking above Mikey even. I've been so impressed with his Doomfist specifically, but his Diva when he has brought it out has been decent too. And the Sigma, no problems there. He's not a big ball or Winston guy, but he can play the Doomfist well enough that it doesn't really matter. I think he's not quite reaching A tier yet, but B tier looks good for me. Itzel is going straight to D tier for sure. I don't know why he's still getting any playtime at all. I'll put him above. I'll put him above Dawn. That's all though. I'm not putting him any higher. That is just not. He's just not been good. Hawk is going S tier. I'm putting Hawk actually third. I think top 3. I think top 3 is that. That might be a little too crazy, but his Doomfist has been spectacular. He's been great on the Sigma, and that's all he's really needed. It would be nice to see him maybe play a bit more Wrecking Ball or Winston even, just if they're really committing to him being their number 1, because Gator saw like no playtime, right? But I think I don't know. I think Hawk is very, very powerful and a very I've been a big Hawk enjoyer compared to how I started the season. I think he's been very good. And I'm looking at like, well, where could he really be? He'd be top of A for sure. If I wasn't going to put him S, the lowest I would be willing to put him is below Kaluj, maybe. And now I'm looking at Gaga above Kaluj, and I'm like, is that even true? I think it's true. I think Gaga's been good. That's not been the problem with Chengdu. And now, so Gator, final guy. Not D tier, probably maybe D tier actually. Has Gator been the same? Has Gator even done anything? Not really. Can I put Gator and need more data? Need more playtime? I don't think I can. I think I'm putting him Probably below Kellen, honestly. He hasn't really been good whenever he's played. He got diffed by Hadi, and that's the only time I remember him playing. Yeah, he was on like Winston a bit, but I think they've struggled, honestly. I'm just gonna put him in D tier. Sure, why not? No reason not to. So this might be the final look for the tanks. Trying to see if I can make B tier the highest one by taking someone off of A. Am I putting Fate at the top of B instead? No, I think I'll just leave it like that. Yeah, I like this. I think this looks good for the most part. So if you'd like this one again, go back and watch my one on the rookies. I'll have DPS up in like a day or two probably. Was gonna do them all, but decided not to. So yeah. But yeah. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Like this video if you like it, subscribe for more daily Overwatch League content. And thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a good one. Deuces.